Hey comic book fans, welcome back to Comic Book Corner 2.0, and fans, you're back with me, Mike Spider Slayer, getting ready to do Spidey Classics, episode number 14. That's right guys, Spidey Classics is a series where, yes, me, Mike Spider Slayer, reviews some of the old classic Spider-Man tales of the past, and lately I have been talking about Spider-Man's Kraven's The Last Hunt, and today's issue will be dealing with The Amazing Spider-Man issue number 294, and this is part 5 of this story. This wonderful story was written by J.M. DeMatteis, and the penciler has been Mike Zeck. If you guys are looking for this story in a whole, you can collect it in a trade. I have it. I think you can get it for $14.99. Definitely worth the money. So let's talk about The Amazing Spider-Man issue number 294. The artwork in this particular issue of the story has been consistent throughout the actual series that is told, whether it was Peter Parker Spectacular Spider-Man, Amazing Spider-Man, or even Web of Spider-Man. The artwork was consistent through all the books, and this writer and this penciler were the ones that did this entire story back in the day, alternating through these books. When you look through the story, you can see that the artwork is very well done. We get to see some great artwork here, nice paneling, rectangular paneling, where you see Spider-Man or Peter Parker coming down, slowly, coming upon Kraven at the beginning of the issue, which was really nice. You get some cool little fight scenes, which was really well done there between Kraven and Spider-Man, and even the words, the way they were written or drawn in here, which represents the lightning or the thunder throughout the issue through Kraven's narration in this book, was very well done as well. So artistically, even the panels and everything were really well done, and I think in its time, I think it was it's revolutionary, because you just haven't kind of seen paneling this way. You've always seen paneling that was just your typical squares or whatnot, and this one really does a good job at that, at shifting things around and just being in its own revolutionary way. The book is very dark. There's lots of rain throughout the entire issue. So with the rain, it adds that darkness to it, especially when you put Spider-Man's black costume involved, and just the way the emotions are presented throughout the issue are really well done too. So what was the story about this time around? What was part 5 about? In this particular issue, we get to see that, yes, Spider-Man is back in action. He's risen upon the grave. We found out that he wasn't really dead. He was shot in like a drug-like state. He met up with Mary Jane. He winds up going back out, and he finally meets up with Kraven. And you can see that Spider-Man is full of rage. He's full of anger. And right away, Spider-Man wants to destroy Kraven for what he's done. And you get to see some great punches here, and just really great facial expressions by Kraven. And he's just like, hey, he's like, I've done what I've had to do. This was what I've always wanted. He's like, I killed you, I was you, and I beat the foe that you couldn't beat with Captain America. So in the end, that makes me your superior. And you can see the parallels there with Superior Spider-Man and the Spider-Man series here. And I was just like, wow, that's great. And Kraven just kind of just like shoves it in his face, and he kind of walks away from Spider-Man, and Spider-Man sits there, and he follows Kraven, goes down, and he shows that he shows Spider-Man that I beat Vermin. I beat the thing that you couldn't beat. So you have nothing. There's nothing that you could do that makes you any better than me at this particular point. So in order to finish this crazy contest that Kraven has been doing, he has Vermin go against Spider-Man, and in the end, he would think that Spider-Man, with all his rage, would destroy Vermin, and that wasn't the case. Even as angry as Spider-Man was, he wasn't going to kill Vermin like he wished. And throughout this particular issue, you wind up seeing this narration by Kraven, and all of a sudden Kraven has this epiphany. He realizes that Peter, or Spider-Man, is a very honorable man. And what happens is, even when Spider-Man was about to win the battle, he pulls back and he's like, I'm not going to do this. I am not going to, I'm not going to destroy him. And so, of course, Vermin sits there and gets the upper hand because he wasn't going to destroy him. And then Kraven goes and throws a knife at him, and he says, "Go, leave, just leave." And so Vermin escapes. And again, Kraven has this epiphany. He goes, like, Spider-Man's this honorable man. He lets Spider-Man go, and he goes, Spider-Man, he's like, go with what your conscience tells you. Leave, go. And Spider-Man goes after him, after Vermin. And at the end of the issue, we get to see some great narration here by Kraven about Russia and about his mother, and how he realized that people said that his mother was quite insane. And now that Kraven's last hunt was complete, he feels that calm and he feels at ease with himself. And at the end of this issue, you wind up seeing that he takes the shotgun and he winds up pointing it towards his mouth, and just this great boom, this one crack of thunder represents a gunshot here, and you see Kraven all bloodied up inside the coffin, and you just get to see the picture with the blood running down the picture, and that's how the actual issue ended. So I thought this was a really good book. At this point of the story now, Kraven's no longer in the picture. He dies with a sense of calm, something that he's never experienced before. And it was a great read. It was a lot of action. And I just love seeing Spider-Man's rage go through. And when Kraven sees that there's nothing left, to do, to win, he realizes that Spider-Man was a good person, and it was just great stuff in here. It was great action, great artwork. The narration was fantastic. I really enjoyed it a lot. It was a great issue, And then in the next issue, it continues in Spider-Man, Peter Parker Spectacular Spider-Man, issue number 132, and that is the conclusion to this story. So finally, I've gotten back on track with this now that my computer's set up, and I have a little bit more time during the afternoons now. And this was a great read. So if you guys have not read Kraven's The Last Hunt, this was that issue before the end of the story, and it was just proved to be how consistent this series really was when it came out into its time, and it holds out till today, like I've said in all the other previous issues of this story. So guys, there is my review for Amazing Spider-Man issue 294, Kraven's Last Hunt, otherwise known as Part 5 Thunder. So fans, in the comments below, tell me what you thought of this issue. And as always, guys, thank you for watching Comic Book Corner 2.0. And this has been Spidey Classics, episode number 14. Take care, fans. See you real soon. Bye.